Hello. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in, Hell. Glad you're here.
Boop, 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 boop.
Playing the funny bear game today, as always.
Funny bear game.
Last we left off, we did the investigation for this current trial. Honestly, I don't really have any ideas of what could be what, so I'm just kind of like, okay.
Yeah, this is a tricky one.
Time to pull up the walkthrough. I'm kidding.
Don't you dare. Enough of the trials.
Yeah. Alright, now let's, I gotta set my skills first. I don't think I have anything new to add.
I don't recall.
Yeah, I gotta, like,
Oh.
yeah.
Probably didn't buy any either. Are you still able to right now? I'm not sure. Open the book. Oh, yeah, you can.
Where, the truth bullets? Or presents?
I think report card. Yeah, and then go to Monomi.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Any recommend?
You did, we just forgot.
Okay.
Okay. Wait, let me see Fine Sword.
Fine sword.
It was like at the bottom. Fine Sword. Sharpness increases by 5. Effective during rebuttal showdown. That would be good because rebuttal showdown is such a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah. Dingo Grandpa.
Hey, welcome in, H. You want to fight God?
Oh, fight God.
Fair. Alright, it's like I got 8 more points. Might as well get like 1 or 2 of the things. Thank you for the catch. Honestly, I'll join you in that fight, Hell. God damn.
Slightly increases the focus gauge. You're not really having a problem with that.
Yeah, plus I'm playing on easy, so I don't think I really need to worry
You're
about it
playing
much.
on easy.
Well, it's because I just want to enjoy this story. I don't want to challenge. Also, thank you for the pets to both of us.
I like pets. Thank you.
Yeah, I think we should be fine with what we got.
Yeah.
Alright. Got back up. Let's do quick jump, Kratos.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island. I'm sure you guys are starving by now, but let's get revved up and raring to go. Whoever survives will be treated to a fancy lunch. Guess what? Rabbit curry is on the menu.
Huh? I'm not the main ingredient, right?
I'm here today because Coach Nekomaru risked his life to protect me. I'm gonna be the one who avenges him. I'll definitely find out who the killer is. I'm definitely not tempted by curry. Got it?
Sure.
Curry does sound good, though.
Seem to have
But rabbit curry would actually be really good.
flowing from your mouth.
Hey, why don't we try going over the incident? We weren't able to leave Strawberry House, so I want to make sure we get a detailed understanding.
I discovered Nekomaru's body a little before 7 a.m. I headed over to Grape Tower for Monokuma Taichi and found the body there. Hajime and Chiaki were also with me.
Hajime was with Miss Sonia and Chiaki that early in the morning? Don't tell me you three were together since last night!
Imbecile! I am not some woman with flexible legs.
Of course you're not. You're much classier
So
than that.
that's a way to put it.
Yeah, yeah.
Looks like those. I could probably do the splits real easy.
We just happened to run into each other on the first floor of Grape House and went to the tower together.
And then, the three of us discovered Nekomaru's body.
The body discovery announcement was made soon after. Akane heard that and rushed over.
We heard the body discovery announcement too, from Strawberry House, obviously. As I recall, we found out the elevator was out of order, which left us stuck.
So we decided to go to the tower for the time being and headed for Strawberry Hall. But someone even broke Strawberry Hall's door button. We couldn't go anywhere because of that.
Thinking we should at least find some method to communicate, we set our sights on the lounge telephone.
Forget these boring intros. Let's talk about the killer. Anyway, it's definitely someone from Strawberry House.
What do you mean, definitely?
There's no way a chick would kill someone so cruelly. So it must be one of you Strawberry House dudes.
I mean...
One of you better hurry up and confess, or I'll break all of you in half!
You're the cruelest one here!
Now, enough with the lovers' quarrel. We need to think about this seriously. We don't have the luxury of discussing irrelevant things. The incident this time has many questions.
The incident notwithstanding, I also have many questions.
Then let's start with something even Miss Sonia can understand. The weapon.
Huh?
Well, the weapon is obvious, right?
Huh?
No, what the fuck do you want about?
Guys, the weapon! You can
Such a
totally tell just
douchebag.
by
It
looking.
really is. Like, he's become like so much more insufferable since he went through that fucking trial thingy.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You can tell what happened with the weapon is just by looking at it. It would be much of a mystery if that were true. I mean, it's the obvious answer is the hammer, but you know, the crime scene that looked like a weapon was probably a new-looking hammer. So let's see here.
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime!
That pillar, huh?
No, the hammer! The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him!
Yeah.
No, that's wrong.
Oh wait, what?
No, I can't accept that that hammer was the murder weapon.
Why not? Why can't you accept it?
Did you think you were agreeing?
A lot of blood
Yeah.
is flowing from Nekomaru's body, just like human blood, right?
That's if the text is blue.
Oh, that's
The
right.
hammer was used to
Well,
beat Nekomaru. You'd
accidental
expect some
success.
oil to be on it, at least.
Yeah.
But that hammer was clean. So that's why you can't accept that it's the murder weapon.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but the killer might have wiped off the oil later.
Why?
Well, obviously, to make the hammer look like it's not the murder weapon.
Then why bother cleaning the oil? If they didn't want it to look suspicious, they would have discarded the hammer.
You're pretty insightful, baby gangsta.
Where'd that come from?
Gangsta? Me?
Just so you all know, I was trying
Baby
to test you
gangsta.
guys.
Oh, that's his name now, Baby Gangsta.
I thought, maybe you guys mistook the hammer for the weapon or something.
It seems that was a waste of time.
Then what was the real weapon used to murder Nekomaru?
That's the problem. There wasn't anything else at the crime scene that looked like a potential weapon.
Then, how about we look at it from a different angle? If it doesn't have oil on it, it's not the weapon. So whatever has oil on it must be the weapon, right?
The actual weapon has oil on it, but it's something at the crime scene that had oil on it. I mean, the pillar had a lot of oil on it, so...
I see.
Yeah.
The only thing with oil on it is that broken pillar.
Then that pillar is the weapon.
It was the 4 Dark Days of
Nekomaru
Destruction
got
that did it.
clobbered with that pillar.
Nobody body could withstand a blow from that pillar. Even if you used 100% of your muscle strength, it would be impossible to wield it as a weapon.
Why?
We tried to move it, right?
Well, Akane tried. You just kind of.
Yeah, it like gently touched it while Akane did her thing.
It can't.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that pillar was pretty freaking heavy. But there's one dude who could have lifted that pillar.
Huh? Who are you talking about?
Coach Nekomaru's robot body. With that dude's super strength, lifting a pillar would be real easy.
So, he lifted the pillar, and then what? Did he use it to beat himself?
You mean Nekomaru killed himself?
Don't be stupid. He ain't the type to commit suicide.
Then even if Nekomaru could have lifted that pillar, it has nothing to do with the case at all.
Well, I guess you're right.
What the heck?
But it does bother me a little. That word. Suicide. Yeah. It shouldn't matter. There's no way Nekomaru would do
But
that.
that's a problem. If it's not the pillar, then there's no other weapon we can think of.
Real quick before I continue, I want to do something. Put some trigger warnings in the title, just so.
Oh.
Yeah, just in case. Better be safe than sorry. Ooh. Yeah, there we go. I feel like I need to put trigger warnings in every single time we play this game.
There may be a way
Honestly,
to use the
yes.
pillar as a weapon without lifting it.
Especially the next game.
Huh?
Oh
For
god.
reals?
Yes, for reals.
I see. So my gut was
For
right
reals.
after all. All right. It's up to you.
She's definitely like, of the characters that are
Prove
still
that
left
pillar
alive, she's
was
probably
a
my
murder weapon.
favorite.
Understood.
Sonya.
Yeah.
I shall give it my
love
all.
her.
Sonya.
Who? Sonya?
here I
Never
go.
mind.
Sonya, never mind.
Did she laugh
Yeah. Every time.
every time?
Like a charm.
There's no need to lift that pillar.
If the pillar was not lifted, beating him with it is beyond a dream.
What about tipping the pillar over? They aimed right for his head and bullseye.
Maybe that's.
Even I could probably tip it over. Considering the pillar's weight, it probably exerted a ton of force.
Sonya, you go, girl. I'm getting hella excited.
Sonya, never mind. You go, girl.
I think I figured it out.
There's no need to lift that pillar.
If the pillar was not beating him with it is beyond a
What about tipping the pillar over?
No, that's wrong. If Nekomaru was crushed by the pillar, then there should have been fragments on top of his body.
But they were under him.
Huh? Fragment.
The pillar fragments were scattered beneath Nekomaru's body, but there weren't any on top of his body. If the pillar had been tipped over and crushed him, the fragments should have been on top of his body instead.
Also, like he should have been under the pillar.
I briefly considered that too. But it's probably not what happened.
I see. That was entirely my bad.
If they didn't tip it over, then how did the killer murder Nekomaru with that pillar?
How much longer are you gonna focus on the pillar? Just let it go already.
There's
Shut
no
up,
way I
Dullahan.
can let it go. I'm
Oh yeah, I
positive
didn't catch that.
Nekomaru was killed by that
Oh yeah,
pillar.
now I'm hearing it.
Why are you so certain about that?
I think I told you in the
I
first
just-
stream.
I have a feeling.
Maybe. It's been months.
Feeling, huh? That's
Yeah.
just your instincts.
But we can't say for sure that that instinct is wrong, can we? There's another way to use that pillar to kill. You guys just haven't noticed it.
Is that true?
Then I shall ask you, what way is that?
You guys, same as usual. You're unable to clear a path to the future with your own powers, so you just stand there and falter. What a waste of talent. And you all intend to fight the Future Foundation? You make me laugh.
God, shut up.
Regardless,
Please
it's not like
die.
I want to die with the rest of you. So I guess I should lend a hand.
Hey, Nagito. What the hell happened to you? How come you're not talking like a lunatic anymore?
He doesn't sound like a fucking lunatic now.
I've learned a valuable
No, he just sounds
lesson.
like an asshole.
Yeah.
Ignorance is by far
Fair.
the greatest shame.
Huh? What do you mean?
Who cares? Just tell us how the pillar was used to kill.
Well, first of all, the pillar itself is not enough. But when combined with a specific item, there's a way it could be possible.
A specific item?
Of course, the ultimate weapon.
Ultimate weapon?
Isn't
Shadow?
that the thing you get when you clear the final dead room?
So, Nagito knows what the ultimate weapon is?
Of course I know. But I'm pretty sure everyone else has seen it, you know?
We've seen it?
That's right. You've seen it clearly. Because I, the one who has claimed dominion over evil, am the ultimate weapon. I am he who cuts the insolent catalyst which flows out from the chaos with the sword of victory. It's only fitting that I deserve to be called the ultimate weapon.
No, you are far greater than the ultimate weapon, since you wield your 4 dark davas of destruction.
They're so cute.
They are.
I see.
I don't know why, but I'm not liking this. Cut
Except-
the bullshit and say it clearly. What is the ultimate weapon?
In order to clarify that, we first need to solve the secret of the funhouse.
Huh? The secret of the funhouse?
You still don't realize it? Jeez, get it together. You're supposed to be the symbols of hope, aren't you? Ah, I forgot. Except for Hajime, of course.
Except for Hajime?
If we make it out of this, I'll explain it to you guys.
Anyway, we must first clarify the secret of the funhouse, right? Then I think it must have something to do with the structure of the funhouse. Strawberry House leads to Strawberry Tower, and Grape House leads to Grape Tower. But in actuality, they are both the same building, and both houses are linked to the central tower. It is undeniable that such a sweet building structure is the secret of the funhouse.
What's that?
Man, not only does that make perfect sense, but Miss Sonia's beautiful voice is just so soothing.
Faux show! I shall leave this matter to your discretion.
What in the world? Faux show.
Oh, show!
2 houses are connected in the town in the middle. I thought that at first too, but I ended up finding proof that completely contradicts that. Faux show.
In truth, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower are actually the exact same place.
So that's the
Huh.
secret of the funhouse.
Is that really it?
Maybe that?
It's weird to say they're both the same place. I mean, the walls are different colors. And the designs on the floor are also different.
We've already settled this problem. Give it 10 years before you argue with Miss Sonia.
The same building, but it's a case there's something I wouldn't explain.
In truth, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower are actually the exact same place.
No, that's wrong. Both of those towers, are they really the same place?
Why are you asking that now? Do you harbor a grudge because my kingdom destroyed your homeland?
Hajime, I won't tolerate any sort of rebellion.
Goddamn simp.
I mean, doesn't it seem strange? When we went to Grape Tower from Grape Hall, Nekomaru's body was in front of the door to Strawberry Hall. But when we went to Strawberry Tower from Strawberry Hall, his body was in front of the door to Grape Hall.
It's probably some kind of trick, like the floor rotating 180 degrees or something. If it is, then see? That means it could have passed as the exact same place, right?
If so, then what? Do you seriously think such a simple answer is the correct answer?
Does that mean he's wrong?
Oops, I guess I've said too much.
If the floor didn't rotate, then that means we need to think about the structure of the building again.
Bow down. Then how about this? Somebody moved Nekomaru's body.
Well, we were moving from Grape Tower to Strawberry Tower, but we should have all been together during that time. Even if they tried to move the body inside the tower.
Then Monokuma did it. While we were moving, Monokuma quickly moved things around.
But Nekomaru's body wasn't the only thing moved. Are you saying the broken pillar was moved too?
If it is too heavy to carry, let them roll it. Just like if there is no bread, let them eat cake.
What do you want about?
She says some interesting things.
Yeah.
There are many different ways.
Oh, wrong button.
The body and the pillar could have been moved. The pillar could have been rolled. And Nekomaru could have been moved. I decree it was Monokuma's doing.
Moving the body and the pillar in such a short time. That might be hard even for Monokuma, don't you think?
It seems you have forgotten. Monokuma is surprisingly wielding up the pillar, the body, everything at the crime scene.
Allow me to cut through those words.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, because we couldn't really move the oil.
Pillar
Yeah.
is possible, but it would have been impossible to move the oil on the floor.
Huh?
When the position of Nekomaru's body and the pillar changed, the oil surrounding his body moved too. Physically moving all of the oil like that is simply not possible, no matter how you look at it.
Then it's impossible to think it was moved.
I am terribly sorry. I cannot believe I got so fired up.
It's all right. A fired up Miss Sonia is awesome to watch.
So what really happened? Does that mean the two towers aren't the same building?
We can't be certain of that either. Not when the experiment involving the handbook I left on the tower floor was a complete success.
Yeah, the E-handbook was still there. That's why we thought the two towers were the same building.
If they're not the same building or two different buildings, then what are they?
No idea, huh?
Sure ties into the secret of the funhouse. We haven't had enough clues to solve that mystery. And the only thing we can do is rely on one person who has those clues. The fuck-ass himself.
Nagito.
Yep.
I thought it would come to this. I knew my time was coming up. Fine. I'll tell you guys a big hint that can help you solve the secret of the funhouse.
Give us the answer, not a friggin' hint.
But then it wouldn't mean anything. I need you guys to do this class trial properly. It's also important for me because it will help me determine something.
Determine? Is he talking about the traitor? If so, why did Nagito say that all of a sudden? something happened to him?
But how do we know your hint is any good? It's suspicious that you're the only one who knows it.
I have a good reason for that. The reason I'm the only one who knows it is because I was the only one who performed the appropriate action.
He performed the appropriate action? Something that only Nagito did. Seem to recall him hearing about. Investigation 2 is a life-threatening game.
I see! You're talking about the final dead room, right? You cleared the life-threatening game there and found something, didn't you?
That's right. The hint is what I saw after I cleared it. In the depths of the final dead room, there was a hidden room surrounded by concrete. And there, a small conspicuous window waited, all by itself. From that window, I saw some very strange scenery.
Strange scenery?
Instead of explaining it, it might be faster just to show you. At an opportune time, I found a perfect camera in the final dead room.
You took a picture?
Yep.
To grin creepily as he retrieves a small digital camera from his inner pocket. Please don't be a dick pic.
See?
Oh god, no.
This is it.
And as he said that, he showed us a peculiar picture.
My tiny wiener.
It's so small.
Let me explain it to you again. I took this picture on the first floor of Strawberry House, from the secret room within the final dead room. But don't you think it's weird? If the funhouse's structure is what you guys have been thinking, then there's lots of things that don't make sense in this picture, right?
Lots of things that should make sense in this picture.
Then let's begin. Shall I call it thinking time?
What doesn't make sense in this picture? I would assume the whole ass forest that surrounds us, but I assume it's something else. It's the tower, right? Oh. That's you.
There's only one tower in the picture. That's what we've been thinking all along. Which means it's not unnatural at all, don't you agree?
Crap!
Oh, and Saren looks like I just made a fool of myself in front of everyone.
Here! If the structure of the funhouse is what we thought it was, Grape House and Strawberry House should link to the tower in the middle. Which means, if you're viewing the tower from Strawberry House, you should see Grape House behind you. But in this photo, I don't see anything behind the tower. No shadow, no shape, no Grape House at all.
I see. And is that it?
Most things that don't make sense in this photo. The contradictions contained in it. Huh?
Crap!
That maybe? Oh no. Okay, it's more of that. The forest itself.
Here!
Oh, okay, there we go. I clicked on that before.
You said this photo was taken from the hidden room inside the final dead room, right? If that's the case, then that means it should have been taken from the first floor of Strawberry House.
Yeah, it should have been.
Then this is definitely strange. This photo doesn't look like it was taken from the first floor. The angle suggests it was taken from higher up.
That's right. Good call. In summary, this is the truth contained in this photo. The first floor of Strawberry House is located in a high area, and Grape House is not behind the tower.
It's not? Are you saying that Grape House is merely an illusion spell cast by Monokuma's cursed eye?
From this point on, do your own thinking. Now that you've finally met the same requirements as me. If you guys are truly symbols of hope, you can easily solve a simple mystery like this.
So basically, it's
It might be
Grape House and
possible for
Strawberry House are
Hughie to
just one
solve
tall
it too,
building,
even though
separated by
he's just a normal
groups of
high school
floors.
student.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that you don't have a real talent, you already know about the other clue.
The other clue? Is he talking about that one time? Because it showed up. I'm a little fuck ass.
You're referring to when you suddenly appeared on the second floor of Grape House, right?
I'm asking you just to be safe. At the time, where do you think I came from?
The top floor, right?
Such sharp eyes. So you realized it already.
Top floor. So the third floor?
But the Monokuma archive should be the only room on the third floor of Grape House.
What does it mean?
The thing that just now another hint of figuring out mystery behind Funhouse's structure is Nagato appeared on the third floor. You know, the photo he took might be able to find the answer if I just think about it. Or logic dive, yeah.
Yeah.
Sonic speed. Oh, Jesus. Popping right in front of me. Question 1. Do Strawberry House and Grape House both exist? Yeah. Yeah. I don't think we're getting existential here, so yeah, I'd say they both exist. Are Strawberry House and Grape House the same building or two different buildings? Same building. Yeah. Hey, I need to ask, do the redeem points get turned off because it's been a while since that point? Huh, that's odd. Could you check and see if, like, you've gotten any more points? Tay?
Sorry, what?
Oh, would you mind checking to see if, like, you're able to get more points? Like, channel points?
If I'm able to get them?
Yeah, just like if you've gotten any more.
I have.
Like during this stream?
Yeah.
Oh, huh. What might be a glitch on Discord's end. I mean, not Discord, Twitch's end.
I got it. I know the secret of the funhouse.
Then let me hear it. What kind of answer will you give, I wonder?
Oh, that might be it, yeah. And sometimes
The
it'll
picture Nagito
just
took
bug
from
out for no
Strawberry
reason
House.
too.
I didn't see
Yeah.
Grape House at all. So where did Grape House go? There is only one possibility.
Secret of the
Position where
funhouse.
it couldn't
It
be
isn't
seen
fun.
from Strawberry.
So far, yeah, that's the case.
Nothing fun here.
Just hunger
Which means
pangs.
Strawberry House and Grape House are in the
And
same
murder.
building,
Yep.
on different floors.
Same building, different floors?
Then the two houses aren't two different three-story buildings. They're actually one six-story building?
If you think about it like that, based on Nagito's picture, it it's clear where Strawberry House is located.
The floor is above. Yeah, Grape House is in the lower section.
On top of Grape House. That's where Strawberry House is located. Because of that, the photo taken from the first floor of Strawberry House was at a high angle. Altogether, this means the first floor of Strawberry House is also the 4th floor above Grape House.
Oh, snap. I never expected that the two houses were connected vertically.
Does Like a Nutrition just have her start
What
saying
about the
slangs?
shape of the building? The two houses were completely different shapes.
Strawberry House is 4-sided, and Grape House is 6-sided, right?
It never occurred to us that they were the same building because it was structured with two different shapes. A quadrilateral and a hexagon, overlaid atop each other to misdirect how we would perceive them. And it worked, didn't it? Disregarding the tower, we fully believed the two houses were two separate, distinct buildings.
Welcome back. How did the update work, you think?
In order to conceal the unique
Hopefully.
design of
Yeah.
the funhouse.
Fingies, toes, and
Monokuma
cheeks
put us to
crossed.
sleep so we couldn't look at the outside of the building when he brought us to it.
Jeez.
Yeah. Now you have that visual in your head.
You've just been
Yeah.
Kuma'd!
Oh, good. Glad to hear.
Don't you think a building full of so many surprises totally deserves to be called a fun house?
Then, it's true? The building was really like that?
That's right! Those two houses exist on different floors in the same building!
Constructing a building like that on your own without my knowledge? How horrible!
Then what about the towers? Are they arranged
Oh, huh.
vertically just like the houses?
Yeah, who knows? Sometimes it's just bugs. Like, it'll happen to me too.
Yeah,
I'll be watching
Strawberry
someone.
Tower
I'll
and
just.
Grape Tower should have also
do
been
that.
different floors inside the same building. Just like Strawberry House was on top of Grape House. Strawberry Tower was also on top of Grape Tower.
However, if they're different floors within the same building, why was Nekomaru's body in both places?
Because the tower is an elevator.
Ah, your precious hammies don't know. But it's so
Hammies.
simple. Alrighty then. I'll be the one who solves this mystery in a flash. Please watch me, Miss Sonia.
Oh, I see. Do whatever you like.
Oof.
I'll definitely make her watch me. I'm gonna stand out till she notices me. I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash.
Then hurry up, dumbass!
Dumbass.
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy.
No, that's not the case.
No, that's wrong!
You're a dummy.
I'm not dummy thick
Nekomaru's
either.
body wasn't a dummy. That can be proven by Kazuichi's account.
Huh? Me?
Remember? When we moved from Grape Tower to Strawberry Tower, we thought the body had moved. And that's when you said, right up until that moment, you were disassembling Nekomaru's body at Grape Tower, right? The killer couldn't have known how you'd take apart his body, so they couldn't have built a dummy.
Unless Kazuichi was the one who built the dummy, then it would be a different story.
Miss Sonia, that's a pretty harsh joke. You are joking, right?
It's alright.
Faux show.
Kazuichi is not the killer. If he was,
Faux show.
he wouldn't have fixed the elevator or the button in Strawberry Hall. It'd be much more convenient for the killer if it stayed broken.
I see. That is disappointing.
I'm even more disappointed.
However, Even if Nekomaru's body wasn't a dummy, it's meaningless if we don't have the important answer.
The reason Nekomaru's body was in both towers, even though it was supposed to be on different floors.
If only there was a device that could move things from one floor to another.
The body moved to a different floor?
You can't think of a device like that? A device that moves things to different floors in the same building?
Exactly what Hughie just
Yeah,
said.
a device like.
Remember when we entered the funhouse from one side? How we couldn't enter it from the other?
I like
It's
Danganronpa,
just like that. If
but
you enter it from a specific place,
they talk to the player like they're 5 years old sometimes.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Like the fucking liquid crystal display thing. Like, I've never. The thing is, I've never. When I got to there, I was like, I genuinely was like, what the fuck is a liquid? Because the thing is, I've heard LCD so long. It's like, oh yeah, it's an LCD screen. I haven't had to think about what LCD meant. So I was like, the fuck is
Yeah.
what futuristic tech is a liquid crystal display?
Yeah, I was like, what?
No, well, she's dead now, so. Device that transports things to different floors in the same building. Just like the tower, if you enter it from a specific place, you can't enter it from another. Like I've seen that before. Gee willikers, if only there was something that existed just like that.
Gee willikers.
Okay. Let's spell it out. E.
Elevator.
Ah, damn it. Where'd the other hay go? I must have gotten destroyed.
Might have.
T. There we go.
I got it.
That one actually didn't take forever. Usually they take forever to get the right
Must be
letters in.
talking about an elevator.
Yeah.
What? Are you saying Nekomaru's body was transported using an elevator?
That's
Where the
impossible.
hell is this elevator anyway?
It's the tower itself.
Good thing you're hot, Akane.
The inside of the tower is one big elevator. Which means the tower was designed so that the whole room goes up and down like an elevator. So whether you enter from Strawberry Hall or Grape Hall, it all leads to the same room, right?
So that's why we could only enter it from one side or the other.
Now that you mention it, sometimes when I pressed the door button, it took a while for it to open.
Almost like
I
waiting for
see.
an elevator.
We were basically waiting for the room to arrive, just like an elevator.
Please hold on. If the inside of the whole tower ascends and descends like an elevator, then why is there a picture of a strawberry on the far back door when you enter from Grape Tower?
Because the doors don't move with it.
And a picture of a grape on the far back door when you enter from Strawberry Tower.
If the room just moves up and down like an elevator, there's no reason for the doors to change.
Plus, after the incident, the far back door in Grape Tower had chains wrapped around it, right? But when we entered Strawberry Tower, those chains were gone.
Not just that, but if I remember correctly, even the doorknob was broken off.
There are too many strange things. Was that tower really an elevator?
When you see people and things, make sure you focus on the good parts instead of the bad.
What did you say?
So, let's put aside what's changed and focus our attention on what hasn't.
Why do we have to do that?
It's fine. Come on. What does everything that hasn't changed have in common?
Things that didn't change when we moved between the two towers. It's the body, the pillar, the oil. It's all the stuff that's on the floor. Like nothing, because the stuff on the wall is just stationary. It's all the stuff on the floor that moves. Anything strange about them? Not even the fact they all moved. The only thing they have in common is, yeah, they were all on the floor.
I see.
Yeah.
Is it safe to say that all the items on the floor didn't change? And?
Why did the picture on the far back door change? If you can figure that out, you'll have the answer. The reason is because that elevator has something unique about it.
Who voiced Chiaki? Do you know?
What?
Do you know who voiced Chiaki? What changed everything?
No.
Okay. Just didn't know if you knew, out of curiosity. It's because only the floor moves.
I see.
I can look it up.
Oh, so no head?
So that's it.
No.
The elevator was designed so only the floor moved.
Only the floor moved?
Which means the whole room wasn't an elevator, only the floor was. That's why we saw different doors in each tower.
Christine Marie Cabanos?
Oh, okay.
Which means on the first floor of Grape Tower,
Sounded vaguely
the door on the
familiar.
far back wall had a strawberry design.
I'm afraid I don't know who this is.
Me neither.
And on the fourth floor, which was Strawberry Tower, a different door on the far back wall had a grape design.
Then, where do the different floors lead?
Alrighty. Get some good rest,
I'd
Hell.
say they
Thank you for
lead
stopping by.
outside.
Yeah,
They're probably just for show.
for sure.
Show.
Just for show. Why was something like that necessary?
So we'd falsely believe that the doors were connected to
Why did
their
Sonya's
pictures
voice
in the
just
back.
change?
I don't know.
It sounded like way different.
It was
did.
actually very effective.
I'll be sure to drag in those
Because of that,
rampas
we totally
for sure.
misunderstood the building's structure.
I don't get it. But I guess it means whoever designed this building had a totally twisted personality. Did you hear that, mon ami?
Don't blame this on me. Take responsibility for yourself.
Then I'll take responsibility and gently caress you.
What the fuck?
There's no way that's gonna happen. Stop with the tasteless jokes.
What the fuck they doing here?
What does the
Why the fuck she swoon?
Grape Tower mean? It was
Yeah, they're not actually siblings, but it's just like they're playing the roles of siblings. So I don't know what the fuck's going on there.
Why?
Because of that chain. You guys thought you couldn't enter there, right?
Yeah.
Wait till V3.
Oh god. Please no. It's not
Wait
incest
till
in there, is there?
V3.
No.
Wait till V3.
No. Maybe I
Wait till
won't. Maybe I just won't play it all then.
The killer destroyed the
You got
Strawberry
it.
Hall, but so we'd stay
I mean, I
at
don't
the
got it,
Strawberry
though.
Tower.
You gotta.
Everything was done to tamper with the evidence, so we wouldn't find out about the secret of the funhouse. The appearance of a body in the tower would contradict what we thought we knew about the building. In that situation, if we'd gone to Strawberry Tower, we'd have seen that contradiction firsthand. And using that as a clue, we might have discovered the truth. The truth that the two houses and the two towers are actually one complete vertical building. The killer wanted to keep us from learning that. That's why they made us stay away from Strawberry Tower.
They destroyed the button and wrapped a chain around the door just for that?
Would it really have inconvenienced the killer if we learned the true structure of the building?
It would have been a major inconvenience. After all, this funhouse is strongly connected to the ultimate weapon that killed Nekomaru.
Hold on. You're progressing much too quickly. There's still a contradiction concerning the building structure.
What a pain. It's fine already.
Gundam, please proceed.
You said earlier that Strawberry House and Grape House are connected vertically, right? If so, how does the contact elevator supposedly transport us from one house to the other?
Now you mentioned I completely forgot about that matter.
If that elevator moves vertically, then when your back is facing the elevator, both towers should be on the same side. But does this reflect reality?
It rotates.
Inside Grape House, Grape Hall is on your right when your back is to the elevator. And inside Strawberry House, Strawberry Hall is on your left when your back is to the elevator. Which means the houses are on exact opposite sides of the tower. Answer me, fiend! What does this mean?
What does this mean?
I agree, what does this mean? Two houses are connected vertically. The position of the tower should be in the same in both houses. In fact, when my back was facing the elevator in Grape House, the tower was on my right. And when my back was facing the elevator in Strawberry House, the tower was on my left. Can I break through this contradiction? Well, I think Kazuichi's account covers that because... yeah, that's one of the options. Because he had the Swiss Army knife thing. It had a little compass on it, rotated.
The two houses are connected vertically.
The elevator should move.
Vertically, not horizontally.
No, that's wrong. The elevator wasn't just moving vertically. Isn't that right, Kazuichi?
Huh? Me?
Come on. You used the elevator while you were holding that compass Nagito gave you, right?
Yeah.
Ah, that. Yeah, it was pretty strange. From start to finish, somehow the compass needle rotated 180 degrees.
Rotated 180 degrees?
Meaning, as the elevator moved between the two houses, it also rotated 180 degrees. It was probably following the building's perimeter as it rotated to the other side. Which means the exit would be on the opposite side once you arrived at the other house, right?
And thanks to that, the tower we saw on our right side when we arrived at Grape House appeared on our left side when we were at Strawberry House.
An elevator that rotates while it moves. Is that even possible? It's like something from an amusement park.
Well, a funhouse is an amusement park attraction, you know. And since the building doesn't really need to be structurally practical, it makes for some splendid fun.
That's not splendid at all. You're inhuman.
You say I'm inhuman, but I'm just a bear. So I was never human to begin with. I'm different from these lowly humans.
So we're done with the secret of the funhouse, right? Then let's start talking about the important stuff.
Oh, welcome in, boss.
The ultimate weapon that
Hey,
killed
Moss.
Nekomaru. And how'd they combine it with the pillar?
Huh? You still don't know what the ultimate weapon is yet? It's what I found at the Octagon, you know.
What is the octagon? I haven't heard about that yet.
Oh my... I can't believe I have to explain that now. As long as you know what an octagon means, you can solve this simple mystery easily.
What an octagon means, it's 8-sided? Reminds me of an octopus, 8 legs. I wonder if that means it's, yeah, 8-sided shape.
I see!
Get some good rest, Al.
An octagon is a shape with 8 sides, right?
I appreciate you stopping by.
I didn't expect you to know that. For a substitute reserve course student, you're quite knowledgeable.
I get that, yeah, work can really take away a lot of your free time.
I guess I should continue listening. Where is the place befitting of the name Octagon?
It's fitting of the name Octagon, Grape House is 6-sided, and Strawberry House is 4-sided. Them are 8-sided. But when you combine those places, a certain place would become 8-sided. Yeah, on top of Grape House.
You're talking about the secret room surrounded by concrete in the depths of the final dead room.
Why is that place the octagon?
You know how the 4-sided strawberry house is on top of the 6-sided grape house? If you cut a 4-sided shape out of a 6-sided one, you get 8 edges. It becomes an 8-sided shape.
That's basically the gist of it. The true identity of the octagon is that secret room in the depths of the final dead room. In actuality, that place contained various weapons.
Then the ultimate weapon was there too?
That's a little different. I learned the true identity of the ultimate weapon at the octagon.
Learned?
The true identity
Yeah.
of the ultimate weapon is the funhouse. Which means the killer used the building structure as their weapon and killed Nekomaru. Like me, the killer probably realized the secret of the funhouse from the scenery. And then thought of a way to kill making use of the building structure.
The funhouse itself is the weapon, so they killed using the building structure?
That's why the killer tried to keep us from learning the mystery of the building. But more importantly, using the building itself as a weapon? Such a spectacular crime. It truly deserves to be called the ultimate weapon.
Okay.
Yeah. Funhouse destroyed the ultimate weapon? What does this mean? How did the killer use that to murder? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to fucking figure out. And who is the killer who did that? It was the 4 Dark Davids of Destruction, like I said earlier.
Hiya!
Why, hello there! I thought of a new bad word to call Monumi! I can already tell I won't be pleased by this!
I'll never get over her, like, fucking, like, despair noise that she makes, whatever that is. Yeah.
Then let me say it right away!
That'd be a good sound alert to have.
It would. I'm already used to insults and slander. There's no way I'll get hurt by a mere word. Monami is a serious Stefatly.
Stefatly? Whoa, yeah.
That's much more straightforward than I expected. Stefatly, huh? Just, that's not it. That's not it at all. Stupid, fat, and ugly. The perfect jet stream attack incorporating all 3 of these would be... Ta-da! Ufatly. Huh? is losing it.
I can hear her.
Huh? There's a fat hidden in there?
Okay, everyone, all together now. Mon ami is a serious
Stu Fatley.
Still fatly!
Well, I mean, it's already halfway through the trial. This is going really quickly.
Hello.
Roughly speaking,
I
at
hope
least.
your day is well.
Oh, thank you, Monami. You're not as Stu Fatley as once thought.
I'm trying to force myself to be more energetic, or else my mental state won't be able to keep up.
Jeez, is that relatable or what?
Yeah, well.
My heart's thumping like crazy. I might as well have a laid-back, so what attitude and go ahead with high energy. Yeehaw! Ah, but be careful that your batteries don't run out for various reasons. And just like I say each time, don't forget to save frequently.
I never expected the funhouse itself to be the ultimate weapon. Oh well, let's just press on ahead.
That... Okay. I've never seen her like get like flustered like that before. She's usually pretty stone-faced, and all of a sudden just like... got caught off guard.
Right to accept a situation so easily?
Everyone just acting weird in this trial.
That's not
I
what's
guess.
important.
Yeah, well, they're all
The
hungry.
thing that's really important is the killer who used the building structure. Like, who's Mekomaru's murderer?
But is it really okay to believe the building is the weapon? Nagito said it, you know.
There's no way I'd lie at such an important moment. I don't want to die either.
What happened to the bastard who kept saying how much they didn't mind dying?
He's right. There was a time when I thought I could become a stepping stone for your hopes, but I will sincerely retract that remark.
Retract?
I'm disappointed too, you know. If this was a murder for the sake of hope, I'd happily sacrifice myself.
You say such falsehoods, per usual. There is no such thing as murder for the sake of hope. Murder is simply murder.
I mean, if you kill a billionaire, that's pretty hopeful.
For one's own desires, even one as diabolical as I would avoid such actions.
I see.
It's fine. Let's just leave him alone and find out who killed Coach Nekomaru as fast as we can. Just so you know, it's not like I'm getting hungry or anything, you know.
Sure.
Yeah.
Akane! You were drooling waterfalls?
To as usual, can't tell what he's thinking. I have no idea if he's serious or not.
Anyway, if the killer used the building structure, why don't we think about how they used it?
How they killed Nekomaru.
It might be better if we clarify the cause of death first, don't you think?
Well, his cause of death, huh? He was horribly damaged as if he was beaten senseless with a blunt object. But if he was beaten with a blunt object, it wouldn't be a kill that utilized the building structure. So what was Nekomaru's cause of death that also utilized the building structure? Oh, yeah, that might... Falling. Like, he could have been somehow pushed... Yeah, because, like, yeah, that could make sense.
See.
Could have fallen.
That's it. I think he might have died from falling.
Died from falling?
If the funhouse's secret is that it's a structure where both towers and houses are vertically connected, then the killer made use of its height and caused Nekomaru to die from falling.
Are you saying they pushed him off? Where'd they push him off from?
That I don't know yet.
Don't just make things up when you don't know the method. Where in that building would you even be able to push someone off in the first place?
It might be possible in the tower. You could push him off the 4th floor when the elevator is on the 1st floor.
Did you forget how the elevator functions? When it's on the 1st floor, the door on the 4th floor won't open.
Saying he died from falling is truly incorrect. You should burn in the flames of hell.
Goddamn Gundam, chill.
My gut is going crazy right now.
Nekomaru died from falling. Where did the killer shove Nekomaru from? I want to reach that truth behind this, and so I need to solve that mystery next. Good night, button, contact elevator, doorknob, start filling the tower.
When the elevator is on the 1st floor, you can't go through the door on the 4th floor.
It'd be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
Then, how about this? After locking Nekomaru inside the elevator,
There aren't
they
stairs.
moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor and made use of the drop.
As far as I know.
Hold on, did you forget the elevator has a sensor? As long as there's a moving object inside, the other door won't open. Which means the elevator wouldn't have moved either.
That must be the threshold of that elevator.
Oh, you know what? I bet it has to do with the goodnight button, and that, but I don't know how that solves how he fell. But I think at least.
When the elevator is on, you can't go through the door.
It'd be impossible.
Then, after locking Nekomaru inside, they moved the elevator and made use of the drop.
Hold on, did you forget the elevator has a sensor? As long as there's a moving object inside.
Because the goodnight button just puts him to
that's
sleep.
wrong.
That sensor should only work if something is moving. If Nekomaru wasn't moving inside, the elevator sensor wouldn't have detected anything.
Could it be his sleep mode?
When Nekomaru's goodnight button is pressed, all of his functions shut down, and he enters sleep mode. If he's in sleep mode, the elevator sensor wouldn't have noticed him, right?
I see. So that's how...
However, even if they moved the elevator in that manner, Nekomaru would have just moved along with him. There would have been no drop for him to fall and die from. Yes?
That's what I was about to explain, before Kazuichi interrupted me.
Silence, pest!
Now you're calling me a pest?
And Junji Ito's face. Way to create a drop from inside the elevator while Nekomaru is still in it. Chiaki seems to have an idea, but what way could that be? Oh, there was that wire in there. Maybe they tied Nekomaru using the wire to the door knob, so that way when the elevator went down, he'd stay up there.
Oh, maybe.
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is...
The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Didn't the doorknob have scrape marks on it? That might have been where it got scraped by the wire.
Is that the same wire that was tied around Nekomaru?
The tip of that wire was tied into a loop. If the elevator moved while that loop part hung from the doorknob...
If they did something like that, he would have been suspended in midair.
That's right. He was suspended in midair.
Huh?
The killer tied up Nekomaru with the wire while he was in sleep mode. Tied the tip of the wire into a knot and hung it on the doorknob to the 4th floor. With that, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor of Grape Tower. and suspended Nekomaru in midair.
That's right! He was so
And that's what that thud was that they heard.
hung. Kinda like...
You better not finish that sentence.
Oh my god, Monica.
It's standing
Took
up.
advantage of the elevator's unique feature. Only the floor moves. By doing that, they created a drop so Nekomaru could fall to his death.
Too easy. So what if they created a drop? There's no way you can make him fall and die with just that. Why? If Nekomaru is suspended in midair like that, then how do you get
That's
him
what
to
I'm wondering.
Because if he's suspended in midair, he won't die if he doesn't actually fall.
Maybe the time. That's the only thing that's would make sense is the timer. Maybe I don't know. That
Even if they suspended Nekomaru, how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him up. There's no way they could do that.
It doesn't mean someone had to push him off. It's possible that he fell on his own.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right?
they had that timer.
Allow me to cut through those words. What do you think would happen if Nekomaru woke up while he was suspended upside down in midair?
What are you saying? Like, how would he even wake up?
He has an alarm inside his body. As long as it was armed, it would have deactivated his sleep mode. Which means the killer set the alarm before they suspended Nekomaru.
If you woke up from an alarm and realized you were hanging upside down and had no clue why,
Freak the fuck out.
if something
Yeah.
like that happened to you, you would start panicking a lot, right? Instinctively, your body would start moving. Nekomaru probably did exactly that.
And then, in order to make him fall from the force he was generating, the wire was hung on the tip of the doorknob so it would easily slip off. In actuality, the scrape marks caused by the wire were near the tip of the doorknob, right?
But Nekomaru didn't fall because the wire came off, right?
He fell because the entire doorknob came off.
When Nekomaru awoke, he must have struggled much more than expected, which caused the doorknob to break off.
Was that unexpected for the killer too?
Well, that's probably it. If they knew it'd leave behind evidence like that, they would have at least tried to do something to cover it up.
Killer didn't expect the doorknob to come off. The reason that even happened was because in case I should use my full power. Yeah, remember that.
Yeah.
It's really what it was. Then that's the clue that Nekomaru left for us to
I
find.
see. So that's how Nekomaru fell to his death.
Do you finally understand now?
Yeah. It appears it's just as Miss Sonia said. I'm just a pest. No, I'm not just a pest. I'm a total fucking pig.
Yo.
Isn't that right, Miss Sonia?
Oh God.
If I'm a fucking pig, you can say so.
Jesus, no, not this.
I believe you gave your all.
Hey, why aren't you teasing me anymore?
This guy. He gets up on this.
It's like, oh, haven't you kink unlocked? Wait, why aren't you?
Falling while he was
Please
still
call me a
hanging
pig,
upside
Miss
down.
Sonia.
God.
That doesn't mean he just crashed straight into the floor. Of course, you know that too, right?
I mean, Nekomaru crashed straight into the floor. The moment Nekomaru fell on the floor, the only thing I can think that happened to him was he collided with a pillar, which is why it fell over and
I see.
all that jazz. That's why there's oil on it.
When Nekomaru fell to the floor, he ended up colliding with the pillar. Isn't that it?
Finally, the pillar!
So that's how the pillar shattered, and why oil was spilled all over the place.
See, I told you the pillar was the weapon. My gut was totally right.
Well, the pillar was a bonus. It's not even clear if the killer intended that, or if it was just a coincidence.
At this point, it is quite difficult to find a clue that will lead to the killer.
Then what about the alarm? I'm positive the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m. And if we map it out from there...
Hold on, baby gangsta.
Stop calling me baby gangsta!
I get the feeling that that ship is a thing.
The alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.
I don't know.
You didn't check it yourself? Nekomaru's alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nah, that's impossible. Because even though I slept in a little, I still got to the tower at 7 in the morning.
Now that you mention it, so did I. There was no way I could be late for Monokuma Tai Chi, so I left for Grape Tower before 7 a.m.
And if we found Nekomaru's body there, it would have been before the 7:30 a.m. alarm went off.
It appears yet another contradiction has been birthed. How were you able to discover Nekomaru died at 7:30 a.m. when you went to the tower at 7?
That's what I want to know!
The mystery I don't understand, seriously. It's just one after another. But I can't choke up all the at a time like this. Just a little more and I'll be able to reach the truth. There should definitely be a clue to breaking through this contradiction. Alright. Logic dive. Oh, not yet. Go down.
We headed for Grape Tower before 7 a.m., I am certain.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right?
His time of death and the time the body was discovered. One of those must be an illusion.
I am lost here.
Killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest. That's gotta be it!
Alarm that caused Nekomaru's death ring at 7:30 a.m., but we discovered his body before 7 a.m. I said that's because the killer messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest. It's wrong to shift the debate toward the side. I should point out what's wrong with that first.
We headed for Grape Tower before 7 a.m., I am certain.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right?
His time of death and the time the body was discovered. One of those must be an illusion.
Killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock
I
inside
don't. They'll hit that
Nekomaru's
radio
chest.
clock, which means it like constantly corrects itself to be sure
No,
it's
that's
accurate.
wrong.
So
Yeah.
not possible.
No, the clock inside his chest was a radio clock, so it would have been impossible to mess with.
So you're saying there's no way the killer could have tampered with a clock?
Maybe the clock Miss Sonia saw was the one that got tampered with.
The clock inside Grape House?
No, I checked all the clocks inside the funhouse.
Oh, that's what I asked you to do. So you really listened to me and checked all the clocks.
And because of that, I can confidently declare that all the clocks had the same time displayed.
If there's no possibility that the time was tampered with, then we must doubt that human's testimony.
Please believe me, we are not lying.
Then maybe it's a misunderstanding?
I never misunderstand. I'll crush you into dog food.
This time-related contradiction, I don't think I should doubt the testimony. I still have zero idea who it could possibly be. Should doubt the clock. There's no mistake that something was done, but what was it? Perhaps we've overlooked something? Maybe we're misunderstanding something? Which clock was messed with, and how is it messed with? And why didn't we realize it? I think if I focus and think, I should be able to find the answer to that mystery. Logic dive. Oh, shit.
Good job.
Thank you. Reminds me, I need to go back and finish Sonic Frontiers.
Yeah, me too.
I'm on like the 4th world, I think. And Hajime and the others misunderstand. Time in the building, I believe. Because like we don't know who the killer is, and we know what the murder weapon is now.
Trust me and we will escape from the city.
That's another game I need to play on stream at some point. I want to play Sonic Adventure 2.
Me too. I fucking love that game.
Yeah, I have it on my Steam if you want to use that.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
That'll make it easier.
All right. Which clock was tampered with? Buildings. Because Nekomaru's couldn't be. Yeah, I think I got it through like a Humble Bundle or something.
Oh, nice.
Just reminds me, I need to check. I forgot to check February's Humble Bundle thingy. Check March's. All right, which house had the wrong time? Both, because they both said the same and they were both wrong. So. Both. Yeah, I've been watching a lot more Grumps lately.
Good.
Yeah. Speaking of Sonic, I've been rewatching the Sonic Adventure playthrough.
It's all coming together.
I wanna fly high.
You said you checked all the clocks inside the building. Isn't that right, Fuyuhiko?
Yeah, none of the clocks had the wrong time.
But what if all those clocks have been messed with?
What? All the clocks?
So even if you checked all the clocks inside the building, there's no way you'd have noticed it.
I see. So the killer messed with the time inside the whole building by changing all the clocks.
So that's what it was. There's no way I would have noticed that.
This is truly fantastic!
Now's not the time to be pleased. More importantly, how much was the time off?
That's right. That's the main. Which was the time off after the killer messed with the clocks. There's something that could use as a standard for measuring time. That should be a clue. Alright, I need to find that and I'm going to reach the truth in one go. So, from what I remember, Akane said that she woke up at like 5:30, I believe? Because she heard a thud. So that means the timer was 2 hours behind. The clocks are 2 hours behind.
If the time in the building was all messed up, then we can only rely on Nekomaru's radio.
Yeah.
The time of death was clearly 7:30 a.m.
The problem is, what time would 7:30 be? In our time.
Are there any clues that can be used to narrow that down?
If only I heard the sound when he fell. It would have been a great clue.
Akane heard it though.
Or his scream.
He's not the type to let out a scream.
If only Nekomaru's alarm was loud enough, we would have heard it too.
There's no point in saying that. If does not exist in this world.
If the time in the building was all messed up, then we can only rely on Nekomaru.
The time of death was clearly 7:30 a.m.
The problem is, what time is in our time?
Are there any clues that can be used?
If only I heard the sound when he fell.
I agree with that. That's right. We should have heard the sound he made when he fell. Wasn't it that rumbling noise?
Rumbling?
I thought it was just an earthquake, so I went back to sleep. Was that the sound from when Nekomaru fell?
Well, a huge body fell from the 4th floor to the 1st, and the pillar fell with it. It's obvious we'd hear the impact sound.
We heard that noise too.
It was when we were gathered at the Strawberry House Lounge. What is it, Sonia?
Oh, well. That sound everyone heard? I did not hear it at all.
Huh?
You probably didn't hear it because you were sleeping.
I could not sleep at all. I was awake the whole night with hunger pangs.
Oh.
There's nothing to worry about. What's important is that rumbling noise anyway.
If we use that rumbling sound as a reference, we might be able to figure out how much our time was off.
I heard that sound probably around
Yeah, that's
5:30
right.
in the morning.
Huh? You can tell?
I instantly woke up and left my room. And that's when I saw the clock in the lounge.
Excellent work, Akane.
The rumbling sound we heard was at 5:30 a.m. It's like the answer to how much our time was off is literally right in front of me. 2 hours? Yeah.
I see.
Because the alarm was for 7:30, so.
Nekomaru's alarm went off at 7:30, and if we heard the sound of his impact at 5:30, that means our time was off by 2 hours.
2 hours? That much?
We were starving pretty badly. There's no way we would have noticed.
Plus, the funhouse has no windows. And there weren't any Monokuma announcements either.
However, for what reason did the killer alter our perception of time?
The reason is obvious. So they can lure out just Nekomaru.
Lure out only Nekomaru?
If you messed with the clocks and used a specific thing, you definitely get Nekomaru to the tower alone, right? From there, the killer's plan was a splendid success. That's all it means.
Lines mostly with the time, the killer also used a specific thing. If they were trying to lure only Nekomaru, then that specific thing is... I mean, only Nekomaru would have known what time it actually was.
Bark, bark, bark.
No, she Borkin.
Bark.
Monokuma, let's see, the specific thing killer used was... Monokuma Tai Chi, I assume. Yeah, because that was a dedicated time at 7 every day.
The killer made use of the Monokuma Tai Chi activity in the morning.
How did they use it?
We were required to go to Great Tower every morning at 7 a.m. for that activity, right? But if they mess with all the clocks inside the building, what would that do to us?
We wouldn't be able to attend on time, but that wouldn't affect Nekomaru. His radio clock had the exact time.
That's right. In doing so, the killer was able to lure him to the tower by himself at the precise time.
Then, when I witnessed Nekomaru early in the morning...
If I recall, you witnessed Nekomaru around 5 a.m. And if that time was also 2 hours off, it should have been 7 a.m. Yeah, that's pretty much it. At that time, he was heading over to Monokuma Tai Chi, right on schedule.
I see. Now that I think about it, I realize what Monokuma meant when he said those words.
Too early. He didn't even ask you yet.
What? Thank you for the posture, Jack. I was kind of slouching a bit.
Oh, do.
When you said everyone, you were including us, right? We thought we came to the tower on time, but in truth, it was way past the meeting time.
Ah, jeez. That's, well, how should I put it? What was it? You know, tripping over a foot or something like that.
Are you talking about tripping over someone else's fault?
Wrong! Too bad.
Liar! I'm right!
That's not it. It's incorrect.
That's definitely the correct answer. You always get so stubborn like this.
Let's just ignore the peanut gallery. Now that we've found out how the killer lured Nekomaru, the number of suspects has drastically decreased.
Hey, why would that decrease the number of suspects? Don't be a friggin' liar!
You'll know I'm not lying when you listen to what Fuyuhiko's going to say next.
Huh? What the hell do you mean?
What?
You witnessed Nekomaru going toward the tower. Did something else happen after that?
Are you talking about that alarm?
Alarm?
A little while after I witnessed Nekomaru, the clock in the Strawberry House lounge started going off. Plus, it was just before that rumbling sound occurred. That's it. So that's what it is. If Nekomaru died when the rumble happened, then whoever doesn't have an alibi at the time is the prime suspect.
Really? Was there anyone who didn't have an alibi at that time?
I remember now. The sound was so loud I couldn't help bolting from my room. But there was one guy who never left the lounge. We were both on the same floor. It's pretty weird that bastard never came out of his guest room.
Which means that person does not have an alibi for when Nekomaru fell?
Who is it? Who's the bastard?
Whoever doesn't have an alibi for that time, right? Let's see. It was Hiyoko. Let's see. Doesn't have an alibi. Trying to think. Nagito?
You're the only one! The one who wasn't there. It's you, right, Nagito?
That's right. Nagito wasn't there.
Yeah.
It was just me, Gundam, and Fuyuhiko.
You didn't come out, even though the alarm was going off like crazy. You weren't in your room, were you?
If that's the case, where were you?
Please, say something!
If you don't hurry up and answer, I'm gonna suicide dive you!
What does that even mean?
If I
What
may be
was
frank,
that?
No clue.
even if I wanted to go to the lounge, I couldn't.
You couldn't? What do you mean?
It's merely the foolish talk of the weak.
Not only did I not hear the alarm, I never even heard that rumbling sound.
Couldn't?
You're definitely fucking lying.
However, that is also true for me. It is obvious that I did not hear the alarm in Strawberry House.
Yeah.
But I did not hear the rumbling sound either. Is that not strange? I mean, everyone else heard it.
To be honest, it's not just them. The same goes for me too. I was in a pretty deep sleep, so I thought that's why I couldn't hear it, but... it wasn't that. I probably couldn't hear it at all.
Couldn't hear it? What does that mean?
You still don't know. Think about what the three of us who didn't hear a sound have in common, and I'm sure you'll figure it out.
You're all deaf.
It's been really good at reading lips this entire time. This is what these three have in common. It have something to do with the guest rooms they were staying in? In this case, then I might be able to figure out what they have in common. I think they were all in deluxe rooms, so maybe they were soundproofed. Yeah, I mean, it's probably it then, because it's the right amount of letters. Yep, it's definitely it, that.
Yeah, it is. Just go ahead and say.
Yeah.
Obvious.
So many X's.
Yeah, we're fucking done with X.
So need S. There we go.
Okay.
Woohoo! Wahee!
Nagito, Sonia, and Chiaki. The three of you were staying in deluxe rooms, right? If I recall, the deluxe rooms are...
Well, the grade, soundproof and excellent air installation, yeah, all that jazz.
The reason we could not hear the rumbling noise.
That's right. It was because the deluxe rooms have superior sound insulation. You actually noticed that. Nice catch, Hajime. Are you using your ultimate reserve corps student talent?
Alright, shut up, asshole.
Now then.
That's a face. I don't know why it makes me laugh.
Alright? The true identity of Nekomaru's killer.
Dude.
Oh, hold on a sec. Why does that lead to who the killer is?
Why? Well, that fact just now is a very important clue, and a decisive factor in identifying the killer.
Decisive factor?
So I feel like I understand what Nagito means. If I think about the features of their guest room, that person's actions are clearly strange because that person might be the killer. Shut up, Nagito. Yeah. Is that what it means? Huh. Oh, yeah, because I think... Was it Gundam also staying in one of the deluxe rooms?
I don't know, was he?
You're the only one!
Please don't be Gundam.
Gundam, there's something I want to ask you. When the alarm rang at the Strawberry House Lounge, you rushed over there too, right?
What's wrong with that? If the bell of catastrophe rings throughout the night, it is the universe's providence to stop it.
Why were you able to hear it?
Hear what?
I mean, you were also staying in a deluxe room, right? Nagito was staying in a deluxe room in the same house on the same floor, and he couldn't even hear it. So why were you able to hear that alarm?
Huh? Now that you mention it...
Gundam?
There is only one possibility. You weren't in your room at the time. That's why, even though you were staying in a deluxe room, you still went to the lounge. Am I right?
Gundam, you have some sort of explanation, right?
Gundam probably couldn't return to his room because of Fuyuhiko. Me? After you saw Nekomaru heading to the tower, you stayed at the lounge for a while. Am I correct? Until the moment that alarm started ringing, right? If you were in the lounge for that long, the killer who had left earlier obviously wouldn't be able to go back.
Even though Mekamaru's murder was a death trap that utilized the alarm in his chest, the killer still needed to prepare the murder in advance.
Like putting Nekomaru in sleep mode and tying him up with the wire.
In order to do that, the killer needed to be waiting for Nekomaru at the tower. Which means when Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru, the killer was already at the tower.
And once they tried to go back, they couldn't because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge.
In their original plan, the killer should have returned to their room before the alarm in the lounge went off. And they were supposed to stay in their room. They weren't planning to come out and go to the lounge.
Which means they wouldn't have heard the alarm or the rumbling sound, thus proving they were in the room.
Just like us.
The best case scenario would have been if those two in the lounge had gone to check the deluxe rooms. After all, if they personally saw the killer sleeping in their room, it gives the killer a stronger alibi. Unfortunately, they failed to secure that alibi.
Because I was in the lounge.
So the killer couldn't go back to their room, and ended up hearing the lounge's alarm.
Yeah. Shit.
But why'd you come out? You should have hid till the excitement died down.
If Gundam tried to hide, and if those two went to his room to check on him, he would have been found out. That would have been the worst possible outcome. That's why he couldn't just stay hidden.
If those two had just checked the deluxe rooms as planned, that would have been ideal, but... how ironic. The moment Fuyuhiko set foot in the lounge, your plan was doomed.
Gundam? Please, can you at least say something?
Answer me this, including myself in my 4 dark devas of destruction. How many ears do we possess?
Huh?
The answer is 10. That's right, I possess 10 ears. That means I have 5 times the hearing of a normal human. The soundproof system here may as well not exist.
Is that your argument?
That's not how that works, dude.
Bastard! Do you understand the situation you're in right now?
Do not panic. The truth shall now commence.
Oh, man.
At the time, I left my room to go to the bathroom. By coincidence, I heard the alarm. That's right. That's all it was. The world is always so simple.
Are you saying it was just a coincidence? Isn't that timing a little too perfect?
And yet, I'm being suspected by all of you. It seems it was actually horrible timing on my part.
I see. You're still holding out. Well, you don't have to admit it. We're going to decide who the killer is with the majority vote anyway. So, why don't we just go ahead and start voting? It's obvious that Gundam is the killer.
Hold on a sec.
You know, Hajime, this class trial, this killing, it's merely the opening act, you know.
Hey! What do you mean the class trial is just the opening act?
Perhaps I should say, it's just a farce. Just a boring farce. So boring, so stressful. I'm so painfully bored that I might develop stomach ulcers.
Please do.
Seriously. Let's just hurry up and finish this before I collapse from poor health.
You already look sickly all the fucking time, my guy.
Something definitely happened to you, didn't it? At some point during the investigation, your behavior became even weirder. What actually happened? Did you discover something?
Well, let's just leave that fun for later. And finish this opening act already.
Ah, you said opening act again!
Please hold on. We have yet to hear Gundam's rebuttal.
Oh, poor Sonya.
Yep.
But he's completely shut up. Perhaps he can't argue anymore.
Gundam!
I was simply at a loss for words after being dumbfounded by your pathetic assumption. In fact, I shall deny the very basis. Your assumption has been wrong since the beginning.
Since the beginning?
Based on your assumption, I hung Nekomaru from the 4th floor of the tower and made the floor descend to the 1st floor. From there, after returning to Strawberry House, I was present when the alarm at the lounge went off, correct? Although going to and fro is busy enough as it is, how would I be able to travel between both houses anyway?
I see. The contact elevator was broken.
As I recall, the killer tampered with the Grape House control panel, which shut down the elevator. Plus, the stopped elevator should have been facing the Grape House side. If so, the human who used the elevator would have left it at Grape House. For these reasons, it's an indisputable fact that the killer destroyed the elevator at Grape House.
And what's wrong with that?
If the elevator was broken at Grape House, you wouldn't be able to return to Strawberry House.
However, I was already at Strawberry House. I was present when the alarm in the lounge started ringing. Which means your assumption is clearly wrong.
Are you serious? And here I thought it's already been decided.
Have you learned your lesson, pitiful humans? You cannot overcome this contradiction.
It's wrong. When something is obviously wrong, that's when a contradiction is born. There's no such thing as a contradiction that can't be overcome. Alright.
That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
Plus,
Not true.
the elevator was broken at Grape House.
If the killer cannot return to Strawberry House,
Since I was at Strawberry House at that time, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
Unless you use the secret passageway, the same way Nagito.
Or if there was a secret
Yeah,
passageway.
like that.
How much longer do you plan to lecture me? Why don't we stop this already?
I hold down the shoot button to collect a word, right?
Yeah, I think so.
That elevator.
I think the secret passageway is something I need to use.
Plus, the elevator broken at Grape House.
if the killer cannot
Since I was at there's no question that the following crime
It would have been different if they hadn't. Or if there was a secret passageway.
Yeah, I think that's it.
How much longer do you
Then
plan to lecture? Why don't we stop
they said
this
there's an
already?
only way to
That
move or
elevator,
something.
The only means of
Only
travel
means of travel,
between
that's
the
it.
two houses.
No, that's wrong. No, there should have been another way to move between the two houses without the elevator.
Such a method does not exist.
Then why don't we ask the person who actually used that method?
Nagito. Ugh.
You're the only one!
Ugh.
Nagito, you should know.
What are you talking about?
Don't play dumb. You appeared so suddenly that one time because you used that method, right?
Yep.
There's a secret passage connecting the first floor of Strawberry House to the third floor of Grape House. Isn't that right?
Jeez. Once again, I let the reserve course show off. But you're right. There's a door on the floor of the Octagon, which is on the first floor of Strawberry House. After I opened the door and went down... Surprise, surprise! I ended up in the Monokuma Archive, which is on the third floor of Grape House.
Meaning the third floor and the fourth floor are actually connected.
Plus, once you've cleared the final dead room once, you can pass through it as many times as you want.
If they used that secret passage, they could have gone between the two houses as much as they wanted.
Yep.
Infinity Unlimited Flame!
Oh. Jesus.
However, what if the killer was unaware of the existence of the final dead room?
There's no way they didn't know.
That is merely an illusion you have fabricated from your own suspicion. If you value your life, you should stop with your scrutiny.
There's no way I can stop.
What did you say? Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say, your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
I already proved a secret passage exists. The secret passage was at the Octagon.
Know the limits of your own reasoning. You say the killer went to the Octagon? Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom of blind confusion,
That's all he
at
word
least
of. Oh.
pray to the key which dwells in the light.
I think the wire,
Know the limits
because that
of
was
your
one
own
thing she
reasoning.
could have gotten from the Octagon.
You say the killer went to the Octagon? Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom of...
Allow me to cut through those words. The wire used to string up Nekomaru's body. The hammer that looked like the weapon, and the chain on the door in the tower. Those are all the items that weren't in Funhouse. Where did the killer obtain them?
The only place I can think of is the Octagon. There were various weapons and tools there. I'm pretty sure I saw stuff like wires, hammers, and chains too.
Since those items were used in the crime, there's no doubt that the killer went to the Octagon.
If that's the case, they obviously know about the secret passage too, right?
It seems this is the end. Normally we'd end up listening to Hajime lecture us with a very long summary of the case. But there's no reason to waste any more time on this opening act, so I'm going to end this right now.
Hey, what are you...
First of all, by messing with all the clocks in the building, Gundam tried to lure only Nekomaru. The elevator was probably broken by that point. Thanks to that, Nekomaru wasn't able to go to Grape Tower, which was supposed to be the meetup point. So he tried going over to Strawberry Tower, just like we did when we found out the elevator was broken.
Hate to like stop real quick, but I had some food that just got delivered, and I also got to use the restroom, so I'll be right back.
Okay.
So, do you want to just put on be right back screen, or do you want to just?
Yeah.
All right, we will be back in like 5-ish minutes. Alright, sorry about that. Food delivery was being a little jank, but it's back to it.
Well, it's obvious he'd attempt that. At that time, we didn't know the two towers were the exact same place. Also, the button in Strawberry Hall wasn't broken, so he was easily able to enter Strawberry Tower. But surprise! Gundam was waiting for Nekomaru's arrival.
Hold on. If Nekomaru didn't go to Strawberry Tower, what would the killer have done then?
Their plan was a balancing act of uncertainties. But even if they failed, they probably wouldn't have minded. They can just greet everyone the next morning as if nothing happened, and come up with a different plan.
And, without such a risky plan, they wouldn't have been able to lure him at all.
I'm going to continue summarizing the case, okay?
Oh, shut up, Nagito.
Through this, Gundam successfully lured Nekomaru to Strawberry Tower. There's no way he could fight head-on with the robotic Nekomaru, so by pressing the goodnight button, he rendered Nekomaru powerless without fighting him.
Hold on! You... What did you just say? That I didn't battle?
Okay, so Pride was what's gonna get him.
Don't mess with me! Don't mess with me! I cannot ignore those words!
Why are you angry all of a sudden?
You fools do not understand! You don't understand at all! Ha! You make me laugh! After all this time, you still don't understand anything at all!
I don't understand anything. What does that mean?
It appears I cannot finish just yet. Maybe I'm just a human destined for hell. However, I cannot finish just yet. I cannot finish!
What do you intend to do?
It's obvious! I'm going to destroy your illusory assumptions!
Are you saying you still have more? You still have room to argue?
Your words. You said I pressed Nekomaru's goodnight button. However, that button was on the back of Nekomaru's neck. To press it, I'd have to get behind him.
It's not easy to get the drop on Coach Nekomaru.
It's even more difficult if it's a one-on-one situation.
Just as I thought. Truly frail. Succumbing so easily to this simple argument. It was just a mere illusion. If you want to set me up as the killer, at least surpass your own human limitations.
That's wrong, Gundam. You're the one who's wrong.
Such a wonderful line. However, I cannot say that I'm satisfied. Listen well. I shall teach you 2 tips for making someone admit their defeat. First, you must crush them with your own overwhelming power. And as for the other, you must provide a reason that will persuade that human. You have not fulfilled either of those yet.
I guess if you really don't want to admit it, then just as you requested, I'll provide an argument that'll leave you no choice but to be persuaded.
I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesied! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesied! Show me the cadaver! Show me the cadaver! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesied! I won't let you! For the Tanaka
Sorry about saying it, I
Empire!
just gotta like hyper focus.
Wither!
Yeah.
Crushed as David prophesied! For the Tanaka Empire! For the Tanaka Empire! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! It's Nekomaru's back.
Dark
Do you really
David.
think I can
Oh,
get
damn it.
behind him so easily?
Did the wrong order.
Poor
Ooh.
Dark Davis, though.
Yeah.
Show me the cadaver.
Close enough, though. Getting close. It's got.
Amen.
But it ain't horseshoes.
You weakling. This pressure. Show me the cadaver.
Alright.
It's
The
Nekomaru's
four
back.
Dark
Do you really
Davis. There we
think I
go.
can get
This is the end. Even if you didn't get behind Nekomaru, you should have been able to press the button on the back of his neck. As long as you have the power of the hamsters you keep with you.
Oh, you just pissed him off there.
Oh?
Are you seriously saying he used his hamsters to press the button on the back of Nekomaru's neck?
Of course it'd be impossible for a normal hamster, but it would have been possible for Gundam.
Not hamsters that the four Dark Davis of destruction. Get it right.
Right?
Now that you mention it, after Ibuki was killed in the music venue, one of Gundam's hamsters retrieved the piece of wallpaper from the baton lighting, right? Hey, with your friends and their exceptionally smart brains, it must have been possible to secretly get one of them behind Mekamaru and press the button on the back of his neck.
How about it, Gundam?
Not just myself, but you actually brought up how splendid my subordinates are. I have no recourse but to admit it.
Admit it? Did you say you admit it?
It appears I've obtained a one-way ticket to hell. Fine! Then you must trample me underfoot and advance. Victory can only be built upon a foundation of corpses. You cannot find peace without sacrifice anywhere. Now, trample this life. Trample it as though it were mere trash on the side of the road. Pull the curtain strings of this worthless performance with your own two hands.
All right. All right, let's see here. All right, who set the lunge's alarm clock? All right, who was in the lounge in the early morning? Lieutenant Fuyuhiko. See, Nekomaru. Nekomaru's weakness is that. Why right from Nekomaru's feet? Colors destroyed what after leaving the tower? What was the fake weapon left at the tower? Who gathered at the lounge? Why did Nekomaru fall? No. Oh, that. Oh, huh? Okay. Oh, that's right. That? There we go. Who set the lunge's alarm clock? No, not Fuyuhiko. I'll go back to that. There we go.
Here's everything that happened in this case.
Yeah.
Let's first go over.
Well,
the
you
tricks
fucking,
that were
you,
prepared before they committed the crime. First, they destroyed the contact elevator. This separated Nagito and the others in Strawberry House from our group in Grape House. Next, they lured Nekomaru out by himself by turning back all the clocks in the funhouse by 2 hours. Additionally, in order to secure an alibi, the killer went to the Strawberry House Lounge and set the wall clock's alarm to 5:30 a.m. After finishing their preparations, the killer went to Strawberry Tower with the necessary tools in hand. They obtained these tools from the Octagon, which you can enter once you clear the final dead room. This means the killer discovered the secret of the funhouse faster than anybody else. That secret being, Strawberry House and Grape House are actually the same building. On the morning of the incident, Nekomaru woke up and headed over to Grape Tower for a specific reason. There, Fuyuhiko, who was at the lounge by coincidence, witnessed Nekomaru. According to Fuyuhiko's testimony, that was around 5 a.m., but by that point, the killer had already messed with our perception of time. In actuality, Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru at 7 a.m. That's also the same time Monokuma Taichi begins. Nekomaru went to Grape Tower to participate in that. However, because the contact elevator was broken, Nekomaru was unable to go to Grape Tower. So he decided to try going to Strawberry Tower. But the killer was waiting for him there.
So goofy.
With the power of hamsters, they were able to press the good night button on the back of Nekomaru's neck. This forced him to enter sleep mode, rendering him immobile. From there, the killer began preparing to use the ultimate weapon. First, they set the alarm in Nekomaru's chest to 7:30 a.m. so he'd wake up. Then they tied him up with a metal wire, tied the tip of the wire into a loop, and hung it on the doorknob. After leaving Strawberry Tower, the killer then destroyed the door button to Strawberry Hall. They did this to keep us from entering Strawberry Tower, and to keep us from discovering the secret of the building's structure that they used to kill Nekomaru. Then, they used the secret Octagon passageway to travel to Grape House. After arriving at Grape Hall, they pressed the button to open the door to the tower. When that happened, the elevator-like floor of the tower began descending. And Nekomaru's body was still inside, dangling upside down in midair from the wire. The killer entered Grape Tower to see if their setup was successful.
It's a funny face.
And placed a hammer on the floor to look like the weapon, and wrapped a chain around the back door. This was done to make us falsely believe we couldn't enter the tower from Strawberry Hall. With this, the killer finished their setup and tried to go back to their room using the secret passage, so they could craft their alibi when Nekomaru died from the fall. But something unexpected happened. Fuyuhiko, who saw Nekomaru earlier, was still at the lounge. As a result, the killer couldn't return to their room, and with no options available, time ran out. The lounge's wall clock alarm started ringing at 5:30. Well, actually
Oh
7.
god. Their
To
faces.
avoid a worst-case scenario, the killer was forced to appear in front of Fuyuhiko with the others. When the wall clock's alarm rang, that was also the same time Nekomaru was waking up. He woke up while he was still hanging upside down, so he couldn't help but sway his body powerfully. Originally, the loop of wire was only supposed to slip off the doorknob. But because there was a heavier load than expected, the doorknob ended up breaking. Nekomaru fell from the 4th floor all the way to the 1st floor. He crashed into the pillar, which decapitated him on impact, and died. The sound of Nekomaru's impact echoed throughout the funhouse. However, by this point, the killer's plan was about to fail, thanks to the broken doorknob and Fuyuhiko. Meaning, the killer is someone who wouldn't have heard the alarm if they were in the deluxe room. They also wouldn't have been able to return to their guest room, because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge. That someone is Gundam Tanaka. I can't think of anyone else but you.
Oh man.
Yeah, sucks.
That's stinky.
Splendid.
First person to actually like that was the killer
That
in
was
this game.
splendid. For a mere human, you did quite well.
I mean, I liked Pecco, but
Stop it
one has
already.
attached at this point.
Stop using weird words to avoid the truth. Or
I'll friggin' kill you myself!
I cannot believe it. I just cannot believe. You killed Nekomaru? I cannot believe something like that.
Sorry, Sonia.
You don't wish to forgive
Sonia,
me.
never mind.
Do you feel
Sonia, never
regret?
mind.
Then finish it! Cast your impure votes for Gundam Tanaka! My beloved, deadly foes, let the voting time begin!
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey. Rough.
God.
This result isn't all that exciting. Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote. Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Please pull the lever!
What is it?
What the?
Hit my
Yay. We. Oh. Alright. Let's see what this execution is. Oh, that's right. I forgot the. You can finally talk now.
It'd be bad if I bit my tongue again, so I'll speak slowly. Judging from the results, you guys were correct once again. Getting 4 in a row without any mistakes is a splendid achievement.
God, that would hurt to get bitten by those teeth. Your tongue. Yeah. Ugh.
Ugh.
Yeah, sorry.
Oof. That's right. The one who killed the robotic Nekomaru in the amazing Funhouse was Gundam Tanaka.
Nice!
Yay! I said all that without biting my tongue.
Now then.
Now he's decided who the killer is. Let's do the execution already and get this over with. Hold on. It's true the class trial is finished, but that doesn't mean the incident is over. We can't finish it until we hear from Gundam.
Jeez.
No matter what he says, it won't change a thing. Well, I have no right to stop you either, so do whatever you like.
Fall, my tears.
Why do you want to talk to the one who is lost? The loser merely leaves. It would just be unnecessary for me to say anything.
Listen well.
Is what I would like to say, but for honor's sake I shall correct one thing. Correct?
How pitiful.
The guy said I made Nekomaru powerless without fighting him. That, however, is a great mistake. Huh?
Fine.
Nekomaru did fight. That is no mistake. And because he fought, he lost. And died.
Damn it!
Lost and died?
This, too, must be the will of causality.
If he was just trying to cling to life, there are many ways he could have done so. However, he did not allow that.
You.
What do you mean? Explain.
Fine then. Then I shall reveal all.
Let's make history.
Within the final dead room, I discovered the secret of the funhouse. And I devised a killing plan utilizing that secret. By tampering with all the clocks in the building, I succeeded in luring Nekomaru to the tower. And this is what happened. Nekomaru and I were alone in the tower, standing face to face with one another. I should say I expected as much from Nekomaru. He sensed my subtle killing intent and instantly understood the situation. And we had ourselves a stare down. In that situation, if he wanted to run away, it would have been easy for him to do so. He could have run away or even called for help. But he did not turn his back to me. Instead, he chose a fight that risked his life and death.
That is...
That risked life and death?
Let me tell you this.
He was serious, too. He gave it all to try and kill me.
Huh?
If I had died instead, the mystery surrounding the case would have been even more complicated. You would never know why I, the victim, went to the tower by myself.
I can see it!
Nobody would know that the victim, me, was actually the one who planned the whole thing.
Could it be?
Nek really did that?
Sensing even my subtle killing intent, as expected of you, Nekomaru.
The scorching, stinging, tense atmosphere. I've been a team manager for so long, I'd nearly forgotten this. This is great! What a comforting atmosphere!
Comfort.
That's a great line.
And what is your reason? Do you intend to resolve this situation by killing me?
I am the Warlock, Gundam Tanaka. Heroes, Lords of Darkness, and even the gods themselves flee from me. I need not cling to any trivial reason. I'm simply going to kill you because your very existence is an annoyance.
You'll drench your soul with evil until the bitter end, huh? Splendid! In response to your spirit, I shall kill you with all of my might. I won't go easy on you. Don't even think about holding back. Don't waste your breath on cowardly tactics. Give me everything you got.
Nekomaru Nidai, your blood will drench the foundation of my empire!
That is...
God, Mike. Why did you fight? We are all friends. Why couldn't you stop this? Even if both sides agreed, it was still wrong.
I will not argue. I have no intention of forcing my values upon you.
Let me tell you this.
However, I must say this. What's the point of living if you're just waiting until you finally die?
You weakling!
There's nothing courageous about that. That is abandonment, a mere feeling of resignation.
my tears.
Ever since we were locked inside that building, everyone had been dominated by that feeling of abandonment. However, nothing is born from resignation. That is simply a reason to give up.
If you flinch, you will die!
Giving up on life is just an insult to life itself.
Let me ask.
Have you fools heard the term dog eat dog?
Cannibalism?
Fine.
I don't know why hearing that word in such a cutesy voice is like cannibalism.
Cannibalism?
God. In zoology, cannibalism is a commonly observed phenomenon. Many creatures at some point in their lifespan engage in cannibalism.
Listen well.
That is what it means to live. If you say killing for the sake of living is evil, then what would you call giving up on life itself?
I shall engulf this world.
If a world would consider that justice, then I will fight that world with every last fiber of my being. Giving up on life and choosing death is nothing but a blasphemy toward life.
I renounce you!
It is a violation of the natural order. It is the arrogance of humanity.
You.
Are you saying all that to try to justify what you did?
But
It sounds like Nekomaru felt the same, too. That's why they fought, right?
Damn it.
Fine.
That man had the courage to die when he needed to die. That is why he challenged me to our battle. Regardless, as I've said, I do not intend to force my values upon you fools. I have betrayed you all. That is the absolute truth.
Fall, my tears.
But even so, don't you think it's better? A better alternative to slowly starving to death in here?
Oh,
That belief is why you committed your crime.
you...
Hey, what about the final dead room? Did you do the Russian roulette too?
Let's make history.
Unlike Nagito, I only did it once, but compared to my battle with Nekomaru, that was a mere child's play. Wait a minute. Nagito never mentioned the Russian roulette. Why does she know about that?
Well,
Unless he did.
He did mention it.
He did?
During the investigation.
Oh, okay. I was like, hold on, what? Chiaki's being a little sus here for a second.
You know, after listening to you talk for a while, I'm starting to think that... Well, it's almost because you unexpectedly admitted your crime without much resistance.
Gundam, don't tell me you didn't sacrifice yourself for our sake, did you? I can't believe you would ask such a foolish question.
My name is Gundam Tanaka.
Just who do you think I am? I'm Gundam Tanaka, history's greatest monster. My cursed existence is feared by all mankind. There's no way I'd sacrifice myself for the sake of you fools.
Fade like dust in the wind.
Not in a million, not in a billion, not in 10,000 billion years. In the name of pandemonium, it is impossible. Is that it? Then I'll just leave it at that. Now then, let us be rid of this foolish talk. It's about time the fun started. Monokuma, let us begin.
Yes, indeed.
Yay! Got it! I have prepared a special punishment for the ultimate breeder, Gundam Tanaka.
Please wait.
This is just too much.
I beg of you.
Please, Monokuma, please help Gundam.
Huh?
Oh. Miss Sonia.
I beg of you.
How pitiful.
Sonia. An act as unrefined as stopping a man from going to his death does not befit a noble such as yourself.
Gundam! It's fine to start for reals, right?
Fine.
Yes, I do not mind. However...
What is it, my four dark devas of destruction?
Oh.
Are you worried about me? Oh, my feared four dark devas of destruction. That is not like you at all. However, there is no need to fear. In this world, I am only a temporary visitor. I was simply visiting for a moment, and now that my duty is complete, I must return to the darkness. That is why, until the very end. Pride, conceit, courage, insolence, fearful of nothing, daunted by nothing. Let us laugh uproariously! That is Gundam Tanaka! I shall stick with my evil until the very end! Open sesame pandemonium! I shall fill hell with true hell!
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
Yay. So I take it Sonya X Gundam is popular ship then?
Oh yes, definitely.
It's cute, I can see it.
I love it.
What the fuck? I couldn't tell what that was at first. I was like, what the fuck is dangling over there? Oh. Can we draw fast though?
Couldn't be me.
A fucking Edward Elric all of a sudden? Oh. What? Yes, he was the ultimate breeder. Is that a reference to something? I felt like that was a reference to something.
Could have been. Gundam! No! No!
Even after Gundam was gone, the spirit that was parting, words still lingered deep in our chests. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Don't give up on life. Did I misunderstand what he meant? Then what's the right thing to do? I don't know. No matter how much I think about it, I don't know if I'll ever be able to answer that.
Damn it! I'm so pissed off. I need to throw something.
Damn it!
You all spent so much time worrying about each other, and thanks to that, things ended up like this. You're all full of shit. Every last one of you.
Actually, they haven't eaten in days, so that's the exact opposite.
But the biggest piece of shit is me.
Worst.
Actually, it's Nagito. Damn it! Why am I so weak?
Oh.
It's such a downer, clearly. But still, even though we feel this way, we still gotta do our very best.
You are right.
This time around, we must move forward. We must continue to live and believe in our friends. If not,
You are right.
Gundam will most likely crawl his way out of hell, and I presume he will be very cross with us.
Oh. You're right. You're right. Shouldn't just stand here. I mean, it's not like this is over. We still have to do it. We still have to finish this. For the sake of our friends who have died, we need to finish this once and for all. So, don't just stand there. Stand up and walk. Move forward. Live. If you don't, everyone who fought and died will have died in vain. We can't allow that.
Hey! Hey!
So how long are you guys gonna stand around chattering? The class trial is over, so it's okay for you to hurry back over to Jabberwock Island. However, the killing school trip will proceed as usual, so make sure you know that.
Wait!
Hold on. How much longer are you gonna keep doing this?
Seriously, how long is he going to keep doing this? How long is this going to continue?
Now then.
Alright, after feeling down for so long, I finally feel refreshed. Let's hurry back and eat some food.
Hey!
Hold on a sec. That mood shift is too damn fast.
It's not like that.
Well, you know, it's like Gundam and Nekomaru said. That's what it means to live, right?
Oh. Yeah, she's certainly something else.
But seriously, I'm starving.
Hey.
Then let's go back for now and eat. And then, after we're full, let's sleep as much as we want.
Right?
And then, let's do our best again.
Yeah, you're right. This class trial has come to an end, and once again, we return to Jabberwock Island. The size of our group has definitely diminished, but despite that, even if it was just the rest of us, we did our best to stay upbeat and have fun together. Of course, our optimism was only superficial. But at that moment, we were able to forget about the dark despair looming before us. However, the only thing I was worried about was him. He wasn't there. He suddenly disappeared from our sight. Yep, I'm definitely lucky. Never expected to obtain so many valuable things from a simple game of Russian roulette. Thanks to that.
Nice face.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Thanks to that, I was able to learn the identity of our true enemy. And before everyone else, too. But it's just too funny. I mean, no one could tell that I was lying. There's no way the file had just Hajime's information.
Well,
I guess they were too busy with other matters. Or maybe they've reached their limit? Regardless, I was saved. Things would get complicated if they found out. Anyway, I can't forgive this.
damn it.
This should never be forgiven. There's no way I can let this run loose. I'll be the one who stops this once and for all. Even if it costs me my life.
It's
Please,
obvious.
die. For the sake of hope, I cannot ignore this.
Monokuma appears!
Wait, Monokuma has arrived. Who summoned me?
Now then.
Thanks for coming.
What's this?
Why, it's the lonely little Nagito. Are you all alone tonight, too?
What's the matter?
So, what's up? Your face looks scary. It always does.
Yeah. Something we don't know. I see. So you can tell.
Ah, perhaps you found out who the traitor is?
You know me well.
Well,
It's what I'd like to say, but unfortunately I haven't learned that yet.
I see. So even you don't know, huh? Looks like the final showdown is gonna take a little more time.
Hello.
What the fuck?
Hello.
Hello.
So why'd you summon me anyway? Were you finally gonna confess your love?
Another good set audio alerts. Hello.
Hello.
I summoned you because there's something I really need to ask you. It's about the special prize from the final dead room.
Yeah, What about it?
There was information about 16 people in the file I received. But isn't that weird?
Say what?
What's weird?
You don't even know?
Well, there's a traitor from the Future Foundation hiding among us, right? Including that person, the total number of students will be 16, right?
Isn't that right?
But this file contains documents that were created at Hope's Peak Academy, right?
Of course.
Hey, I just reused the stuff that the former headmaster spent a lot of time making.
But
If this file even contains information about the traitor, was that person also a former student at Hope's Peak Academy?
Who knows?
I wonder.
hey,
Could it be? Is this your doing? Did you slip false information to the file? Were you trying to keep us from learning the traitor's identity by obtaining the information?
What's wrong with that? If it's my job to heat things up, it's okay if I do something small like that, right?
well,
That's not my point.
right?
The point is, you already know who the traitor is.
What's wrong with that?
You're getting all riled up.
Well, you're splendidly correct when you say I know who the traitor was all along. But even though I know who it is, why do you think I ignored it on purpose? It's just like Monami after losing her magic stick. The traitor's existence means absolutely nothing to me.
Her existence means nothing, huh?
No, no.
Well, that's just how I feel. I'm sure you guys feel somewhat different.
Shing!
After all, that person is the evil Future Foundation lackey who's putting you guys through this awful stuff.
That's not entirely true. I didn't really come here to fight or anything like that. Instead, I came here to offer my cooperation, you know?
Huh?
Cooperation?
Hey,
Your purpose is to fill everyone on this island with despair, right? That's why you're intentionally letting the traitor do as they please, right?
Yep.
If that's the case, I might be able to cooperate somewhat too.
right?
However, in exchange, I want to know who the traitor is.
I see. Interesting. Very interesting.
No, no, no.
Obviously, that's a big no-no.
Unbelievable.
I mean, I want to make everyone in your group feel despair. That includes you, too.
Well,
Well, I knew you would say that.
Besides, I just wouldn't be able to handle the sadness when you inevitably betray me later on.
Just as I thought, you saw right through me.
you're right.
No matter what situation I find myself in, my core way of thinking will never change. In order to create absolute hope that shines brightly, step players such as myself and despair exist.
You're right. You're a true believer of hope after all. I must say, that belief reminds me of that person for some reason.
Huh?
Reminds you? I don't know who you're talking about, but if someone as worthless as me reminds you of some other person, that must be extremely unlucky.
Like...
Well, you're just as unlucky, right? I mean, the fact that you're even involved in something like this.
Well,
Am I? I actually think I'm very lucky.
Say what?
you don't know?
Wouldn't you say that coming across this much despair is a rather rare opportunity? I can't rely on anyone on this island. That's why I have to be the one who does it. If I can eliminate despair from this island, I won't be a stepladder anymore. I'll become true hope. I'll become the existence that could even be called ultimate hope.
The two of you are alike. You definitely remind me of him.
Hey,
There's one more thing I want to ask you.
see?
Who are you waiting for on this island? Looks like I'm right again. You're definitely waiting for someone on this island. Is the person you're waiting for already on this island?
Hey,
Well, answer my question.
That's...
If that's the case, if that person is already on this island, wouldn't that be exciting?
Ah, shit. Only 5 days left, Jesus.
Yep.
Well, that was sad.
Yeah.
Now we're down to 7 students. Less than half.
Yep.
Yeah. Yay!
The hellhound earring.
Oh. Yeah.
Gundam.
And with that, we will double save because I'm way too paranoid about that kind of stuff, and end there. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. That was probably the roughest one so far.
Yeah, the first time I saw that execution, I cried like a little bitch.
Oh, it's very sad. But yeah.
Yeah, still makes me tear up actually.
But let's see who we could raid now that we're done. Refresh the page, 'cause sometimes it will be outdated. There we go. Oh, so, ooh. Someone's about to start playing some Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. That's always a fun game. We'll raid them. Lose your head. Alright, here's the raid message. Let me post it. Oh, what? Oh, that's weird. Like... Oh, okay, I didn't know you could do that. If you highlight... I mean, maybe this is like an old function, but if you highlight like part of a text, you can move it around.
Oh.
On the... Yeah, more you know. Yeah, there's the raid message, and yeah, we're gonna be raiding Ripley the Oriole. They're about to play some Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, and yeah, I'll be playing some God of War Ragnarok tomorrow. And did you want to plug anything?
Just follow me.
Yeah, click the little highlighted Sightless Suhan's link right on the title there.
Please, I'm still trying to get affiliate.
Yeah. She's almost there. Just get her to 50 or else I'll shoot one of you.
Damn.
Alright. I'll see you guys next stream. Bye.
Bye.
There we go.
Excuse me, are y'all with the cult? Yeah, this is it.
Hughie, thank you so much for the raid. Yeah, we're just getting started. Welcome on in, y'all. Let me give you a quick shout out. I recognize Hughie mostly from Hatches.
Well, I'm gonna go get some food. So.
But yeah, welcome on in, Raiders.
Okay.